I feel like it would be unfair for me to hide this part of my journey with you as well. So yeah, here goes. And please don't judge me for anything I'm going to say here, or please don't try to make me feel bad for opening up how I actually feel at the moment. This is because I choose to share it with you, and if you don't have anything nice, don't comment. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna start off with me saying I haven't been my happiest state for the past few weeks to months. Most of you already know I'm actually in the process of moving to Australia. Not the most perfect adventure I have been on. It's been tough, it's been challenging, and I always try to give out the positive sides. But yeah, I'm sharing this with you because who knows, it might just help someone planning on moving to Australia just like me. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the beginning. So I started my whole process since last year. Fine, everything was going on well. I wasn't in a hurry to move. I took my time. My application was slow. I wasn't even bothered at all. But when I started being in a hurry to get my papers, get all the documents ready, was when I finally finished my anesthetic course. At January, I started taking all my process serious because I knew my results would be out. Results came out around March. That's when they released our anesthetic course results. So when I got my results, I knew it was time to hasten up everything. In fact, from January, I already started being in a hurry anyway. So it started with the Unmarked process. I already have videos on all the process, so please check out my playlist. I've done videos on my Unmarked, I've done videos on my Afra, everything. Just check my channel for all the details. Okay, I'm not going to go into deep details in this video. So it started with my Unmarked process. I had so much, I'm trying to keep my calm. I had so much issues getting my references. If you're not new to my channel, you already know there was a time I complained about my awful experience in the UK with my first employer. Yeah, it was really bad, and I have been trying not to share that experience because I don't want to come off as someone that complains a lot. I had really bad experience with my first employer, and I still live with that phobia or fear till today, up to the extent that I was being offered a job in the care home in Australia with a relocation bonus of 50,000 Australian dollar, but I refused it because of the mental breakdown I had. My first job in the UK was in a care home, and although I had the best time as well, I also had an awful experience with my employers. I'm still not ready to share that journey because I don't feel mentally ready to share it. I feel like I'm just going to come here and start crying while I tell my story, but no, they're not going to see me cry. Okay. So yeah, and getting my reference from them was a tug of war. It was really bad that I had to write to the regional home manager. I was willing to get the police involved because it is illegal to not give references. Okay, regardless, I didn't do anything wrong, and I promise I didn't do anything wrong. I left my first job after a year. I paid them off. I did everything. In fact, I didn't pay them off. They took the money from my salary. So I settled them. I had to leave because of the mental torture they did to me. Okay, I left after a year, and still, even after 2 years of living, there's still a pound on my flesh. Okay, that's to tell you how bad it was there. So I started applying for my reference since January. I didn't get my reference. They didn't even reply me. I called and called, all to no avail. I had to text someone that works there. They didn't want. They will always be promising, yeah, they'll do it. But January passed, they didn't send my reference to Unmarked. February passed, they didn't send my reference. All through that period, I was chasing them, but my results for my anesthetic wasn't out. So I would just like email them once in 2 weeks and all that. No much pressure on them, right? Then March came. That was when our results came out, and I was like, look, I really have to do something. I don't even mind going to the home myself to get my reference, but I don't want to go there because I live so far now. I don't even live close by. So anyways, I emailed them, emailed, no response till the final time they had to respond after 3 months, where they were like, they have sent my reference. The reference they sent was very vague, and if you're already in your process, Unmarked really needs a detailed reference. That's the only way they are going to give you an ANZO code. So what my reference was all about was I worked with them as a nurse from this date to this date. Bam, that was it. No job description, no proper information that is needed by Unmarked. So I had to email them that, look, this is not acceptable. They are not going to accept this reference from me. All I need you to do is to give a proper description of what I did and the kind of patient I took care of. Just a brief description. She came out by, no, that is in the policy not to give, blah 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 blah, and I was really sad. Anyways, after all being said and done, they did it, and then they sent it to me and it was accepted. I want to just say that if you can avoid care homes, avoid private hospitals. I promise you, most of the times the bullying in those places are not pleasant, and worst off, especially if you are under their visa, it is not a pleasant place to be in. I promise you, if you're under the visa, if they did things for you that you are to sign a contract to stay with them for years, and it's private or it's a care home where it's owned by a private company, it is always hard to get through. It's not as easy as a big hospitals like the NHS, where one person cannot just decide your fate, right? It has to be loads of people. So it is much easier. Even if you are being bullied in the NHS, it's much easier for you to lay complaints. But when it's a private hospital or when it's a care home, my dear, you are facing the real person yourself, day in, day out. Only you really don't have so much help. Okay, so yeah, I'll advise anyone not to ever. It's still your choice, but as much as possible, as long as it has to do with signing a contract, as long as it has to do with permanent jobs. You see care home and you see private hospitals, they will never see me. They will never see me. See, I'm telling you, for me to reject a 50,000 Australian dollar relocation bonus, just know that I have seen shege banza. Shege that money cannot help. See, a lot of people say, oh, money is good. I say, look, there's nothing as sweet as peace of mind. There's nothing as sweet as your freedom. You see, money cannot buy my peace of mind. Money cannot buy my freedom. And I'm grateful to God. It's not like I have so much, but I've come to a stage in my life where money cannot be the only thing I look out for anymore. Okay, so when my agent was like, oh, there's a care home that's willing to sponsor me 50,000 relocation, you have all the qualification, I'm like, I'm sorry, if it's a care home, I'm not going. He said, oh, 50,000. I said, yes, my love, I'm not going. And I have to stay with them for 2 years. Okay, and I've heard that Australia immigration is very strict with their signing of contracts. I don't want to be in a fixed place where I have to be thinking, oh, I don't want to leave this employer because of my signed contract. And if they pay me 50,000 relocation bonus, where am I going to get that money to refund them? Hey, where will I get the money to refund them if I want to leave within 2 years? I know that I might not use all the money, but when money enter your hand, it don't enter bar. So I don't want to be in that phase. My current employer is giving me a relocation package, not as much as 50,000, but I'm happy. I'm happy. I am content with it. Okay. So yeah, if you want the employer that is giving the 50,000, send me a message. I'm happy to give to you, as long as you are happy to work in a care home. I wouldn't hold you back. Okay, so I wouldn't let my own decision hinder yours. So if you want, just send me a message and I'll send you their email. Okay, that's the next problem I encountered was with my my nomination. So my employer nominated me for my 186 visa. So as you all know, I'm going for the permanent residency visa, which means it's the process not as easy as the normal work visa. So there was a little mistake from my employer, which would have been avoided, to be honest, but I don't want to go into details now. And after I applied for my visa, by the way, yes, I have applied for my visa. Home Affairs in Australia emailed me to say, you have to correct this. you need to send us this, and then I had to do my health clearance, I had to do this, I had to do that. And you know the funny thing about what they requested, they gave me only 28 days to submit all the documents they have asked. Otherwise, they're going to give a final decision on my visa with what I've already provided, which means it will be denied, right? Because they've said that this is not correct, this is not correct, we need this, we need this, we need this. And if I can't provide it in 28 days, they're going to go off with what I've provided for them. So 99% chance is they will deny me my visa if I've not provided those informations. So I'm currently in a state where I'm in pressure. I'm like, days is counting. This is not done. This is not done. This is not done. As much as I don't want to go into details, please make sure that all documents you submit are correct. Go through them, check every details from your name, your date of birth, your nomination code, your employment letter. Everything is corresponding to what you are applying for, what you are submitting. Just make sure that everything is correct. So if your name is Deo, make sure your name is Deo everywhere. If you're like name, date of birth, like just make sure everything is in line with what you are submitting. The Australia government is one of the toughest immigration you can ever go through. Like a friend of mine said, when he even entered Australia, they did not even stamp his passport. It's that tough. Okay, they are very strict, they are very conservative. It's not easy to get into Australia. So any slight mistake you make on your application, it might lead to them requesting for more information. It might lead to them even denying you your visa. Make sure everything is correct. And if in doubt, please open up and speak to an immigration agent. Speak to your employer, speak to someone that has gone through the process, just to clarify, because the Australian process is very expensive. Okay, I'm going to do a detailed video of how much I've spent in total. I'm also going to do a detailed video on the visa itself process, how I apply, the documents required. I'm going to do that, don't worry. Okay, I'm only just waiting for my visa to be approved. That way when I talk with authority. I don't like coming to say this is what you did, this is what you do, and then I haven't had my visa. It doesn't really make sense to me. So that's why I've not posted anything on my actual visa application. But you guys know me. Subscribe if you have not subscribed, like this video, leave a comment as well to encourage me, and you know I'm going to give you all the teas. Another issue I'm currently facing right now is my visa in the UK is going to expire in October, but so I'm in a very fixed state. Like if I don't get my visa now, I have to start plans to apply for a visa extension here in the UK. And what this means for me is that I am going to need my current employer in the UK to apply for a new COS. Okay, they need to sponsor me because I'm not yet in the stage where I have to apply for a PR in the UK. So they need to sponsor me, and if I need to do that, I need to start now or at most August. Okay, because October is not far anymore. So I'm currently in a dilemma. Do I apply for a UK visa? If I'm applying for a UK visa, I have to sign a new contract with them that I have to stay with them because they're going to pay my COS fee. I'm going to pay for visa again. I'm going to do a lot of things. So I have to sign a new contract with them to say I have to stay with them for 1 year or 2 years. I don't know, but it's just a phase that I am so like, God, please, my visa should be approved, because I don't know how I am going to get through this. So if you see that I don't post so much on social media, I don't reply messages, I don't post so much on my YouTube as well, it's because I am in this phase in my life. Should I apply for UK visa and spend so much money? Of course, at the end of the day, if I have to, I have to, but I'm just like, can they approve my visa in Australia so that I don't have to extend my UK visa and sign a new contract? And it's just like putting my employer in more stress. As you all know, I have already just completed my anesthetic course, which they funded, and I'm already feeling bad that within a few more months I'm going to be leaving them. They're happy with it, they've given me reference, they're okay, but them now extending my visa, stressing themselves with all this, and then only for me to leave after a month again. I don't want to be in that situation. Okay, with my anesthetic course, we've understood ourselves. They're happy with me leaving when I get my visa, but I don't want to extend my visa and put them through those stress, and only for me to leave in a few weeks or few months when they approve my Australia visa. So guys, I am just like, why is all this happening right now? It's really a tough place to be in. And I had so much hurdles, even getting my medicals for my visa process. It took like 3 weeks before I could get that, and it was that same 3 weeks was within the 28 days that I was given to submit my medical. So we had to do medicals, a lot of tests as we are going as permanent residents, right? So guys, yeah, this is currently my predicament. This is how I feel. I don't even know if I'm going to post this video. If you see this video, then know that I'm in a much better state. That's why I posted it, because I'm not going to edit this video in this state I am in right now. I know you have your own problems, but if you can, just say a word of prayer for me, okay? It's just like I can't move there, I can't move there. I'm just in a state. And you know the funny thing, being in a waiting game is so hard. Birthday is next month, 24th, and I've planned that. I have always thought that I'm going to celebrate my birthday in Australia, but with the look of things, I'm still positive, but with the look of things, it's going to be by God's grace only for me to do that. And I've come to accept it anyways, but I just want to know my fate before my UK visa expires, because the funny thing is, whenever I want to do something here, I'll be like, why do it when you are about leaving? You know, the stress. Why do it when you're about leaving? If I want to buy something, I'll be like, oh, don't buy it yet, you're moving to Australia, why stress yourself? If I want to do anything I want to do, I'm just like, it's so hard. I can't do anything here because I know I'm moving, and it's just a phase that I hope Abba just help me, strengthens me. I put up the smile, but deep down in me, I am losing it. I am just like, I am losing it. But yeah, trusting the process, still keeping my faith alive, and hoping that I come back here very soon to share my good news. This is my story, and I hope it does help someone out there facing similar thing. Might not be visa, but someone waiting for something, or someone going through a tough time. Just to know you're not alone, and things will get better. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.